So first the age controversy, then the bribe charge, then the letter to the Prime Minister, and now today he has forwarded a TMC MP's letter to the CBI to probe against a Lieutenant General. Do you think the Army Chief has opened too many fronts for himself?
No, I wouldn't like to comment on the conduct of the Chief of the Army Staff. I don't think for me as a Member of Parliament it would be befitting, and it won't be appropriate for me to keep commenting on, after all, a military officer of high rank and high standing. As far as the CBI investigations are concerned, I'm in principle opposed to the Central Bureau of Investigation investigating officers of the armed forces.
Sir, you have written in your piece in Indian Express today that the Raksha Mantri did not rise to the occasion when the Army Chief informed him about the 14 crore bribe.
That's right, he didn't. He didn't. I still repeat it. Because I don't think the Raksha Mantri's only reaction ought to have been to hold his head in his hands. That's not Raksha Mantri. It should have been equally outraged and immediately taken appropriate action, with or without any written complaint. How absurd to then say I had no written complaint from the Chief of Army Staff.
So you have also talked about how, don't you think the question should also be raised as to why he is the Chief of the Army Staff, then why didn't he take any step when he was informed about the procurement process?
Indeed, I've said so, because I think it is well within his duties and functions to have unilaterally cancelled the order if an order has been placed, or to have nothing to do with the order. But that is one part of it. Investigating the offer of a bribe, it's part of the Army Act. He can't go to a Thana and file an FIR. He has to report to his superior officer, who happens to be the Defence Minister. And it is the Defence Minister who ought to initiate action.
So talking about the March 12th top secret letter, you have raised two questions. First, whether such a letter exists or not, and then how can a top secret communication between the Prime Minister and Chief of Army Staff be made public?
Yes, indeed. But you must also understand that such communications between Chiefs of Staff and the Prime Minister, who is after all the chairman of the chairman of the security of the Committee on Security. These are routine letters. Certainly during the government of the NDA, I know for a fact that every month the chiefs wrote such letters to the Prime Minister to fully appraise him as to what was happening. And indeed, Prime Minister Vajpayee used to convene monthly meetings with the three chiefs, in which only he, Prime Minister, and the three chiefs would be present. Therefore, for the chief, any chief, to write to the Prime Minister, who is the chairman of the Committee on Security, there's nothing out of order there. How it has leaked is a matter of concern.
Sir, are you also not worried about the timing of these revelations, given the fact that the BRICS summit is on in the National Capital, and the fact that also that our not so friendly neighbor is in the city?
No, I'm afraid that does not persuade me or influence my thinking. I don't think we need to be coy about how we run our government or what India is. We are what we are, and we don't have to pretend what we are not simply because the BRIC countries are here. Thank you.
What do you think the Prime Minister and the Defence Minister should do now?
I've said, please start governing. Start governing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.